Hi, everyone. This is Tish, and I'm here to discuss a happy event for once. It seems like for once, but we've got a Venus-Mars conjunction that occurred today at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it occurs at 4 degrees of Virgo. And Venus is technically not in the best placement in Virgo. It's in its fall position because Venus is exalted in the opposite sign of Pisces, where it's very creative and romantic and selfless at times, real true love. But in Virgo, it can be a little finicky and perfectionistic, but it's also detail oriented. That said, we have had a big shift in this last week of, Venus has gone from the last degrees of Leo, where it's at the royal fixed star of Regulus, and it's now in Virgo in its fall, but it's also in an earth sign grounding. We have the sun in Virgo now. We've got Mars, how we take action and get things accomplished in Virgo. And this Venus-Mars pairing is the joining of the feminine and the masculine, and it's about beauty, it's about creativity. And although Venus may not be in its strongest position, this is a lovely combination, and it occurs every 2 years. And it's really, again, clearing space and setting an intention of what you want to accomplish. And as many of you know, that this summer had a lot of setbacks, a lot of changes, a lot of disruptiveness, and now we're at a point where we can ground ourselves. Virgo is a mutable earth sign. It's grounded, but it's also adaptable. Mars in Virgo is a time to get a lot of things accomplished. Venus in Virgo, well, maybe you want to fix things up. Maybe you want to fix yourself up, fix up your environment. And this Venus-Mars pairing is incredibly creative. So I suggest at some point today, setting time, clearing space to, journal or figure out what do you want to bring in, what do you value. And they meet up at 4 degrees of Virgo, and they are conjunct the angle of career. So again, this is a time where many people felt at an impasse over the summer because we had 5 planets retrograde at one point, not only Mercury, which many of you are familiar with, but we had Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. Well, no, Uranus wasn't retrograde, but we had one other that I'm neglecting. But we had a lot of retrograde planets, and now we've got Mercury direct, which rules all of these Virgo planets, and we've got Jupiter direct, and it's still newly direct. And I think that it's really time to figure out what are your goals. The angle of career, the midheaven, is what our life goals are. So this Venus-Mars, only 3 degrees away from that, envision what you want to create. What is your purpose in this? And the thing I was going to say too is that we're gearing up to a lot of good things next week because on Monday we have Venus in Virgo forming a beautiful aspect to Uranus, which is a trine, and that can bring really innovative, creative, unexpected opportunities, unexpected romantic opportunities, financial. On Wednesday we have Mars forming a trine to Uranus, and that's great for getting things accomplished, good for doing a lot of activity. We have the sun in Virgo trining Uranus on Thursday, and that's really lucky, feeling very happy. And then on Friday, we have a very powerful new moon in Virgo, which occurs at 7 degrees of Virgo, and that's the world axis. Anything at 7 degrees of the mutable signs, which are Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius, are in the mutable signs. This means that we all feel this on a stronger level. And it's, again, what are your practical goals that you want to ground? So we're in a time where, it has been a rough summer, no question, but it's now really getting busy because we do have Saturn in its home sign, although it has been making pretty horrific aspects, with the south node of karma and with Pluto, which is, death and rebirth. But it is in its home sign, and it's forming a sextile to Neptune, which is an aspect of opportunity. And Neptune is the dream. Neptune is also in its home sign in Pisces. We have Jupiter in Sagittarius, also in its home sign, and when planets are in their home signs, they work the most effectively. So that we've got for a while longer, because Jupiter will be leaving Sagittarius on December 3rd of this year. So you really want to make the most of this. And realistically, the eclipse that we had, that lunar eclipse on July 16th, which was at 24 degrees of Capricorn, that gives us a preview of next January, when, between the 10th and the 12th, we're going to have Saturn and Pluto meeting up at 22 degrees of Capricorn on July 12th. The Sun and Mercury are going to be conjunct those points too. That's going to be a very different energy, and we're going to be in eclipse season again. So it's going to be harder to get things going. We're no longer going to have Jupiter in its home sign. So you really want to use the next few months to catalyze your goals. And use today, I would do a ritual today of some form, whether it's clearing what you think is blocking you from creating what you value and what you love, and journaling what you want. Maybe go somewhere beautiful in nature and focus on this, because there's so much earth energy. And this new moon that's going to happen on Friday the 30th is going to be a phenomenal one for grounding your goals. So this is all good. And the thing too is there's a yod in this Venus-Mars conjunction. Saturn and Neptune are sextiles, so that is an aspect of opportunity, but they're in conjunct Mercury in Leo. So that's an aspect of fate, and so there are a lot of fated opportunities that could be coming with this Venus-Mars conjunction, but it's all around communication, thoughts, and ideas. And if, you've been going through a lot of challenges this year with this Capricorn lineup we've been talking about on and on, this whole thing of restructuring, figuring out what you need to face, figuring out what you need to release, and what you need to get on. What do you need to really do? Well, I think that it's all around communication. Journal what you want. Start getting to those tasks. It's time to get busy, but I think we're in much more forward momentum. This is far better energy than we've been in for a while. The Venus-Sun pairing was lovely in Leo. That fell at 21 degrees of Leo on August 14th, but I think that we need some earth energy now. We need to ground this. And Saturn is stationing direct on September 18th. That's part of this yod that I just discussed. So that will also be good for getting things going, because soon after that, it's not far away, we're going to have that Saturn-Pluto conjunction in January. And I don't want to sound ominous, but I just feel that we want to get get things lined up, get things going now, so you're prepared to bring things to fruition then. Or if there are things that you need to work on further, that in your heart that you've been doing the work to get that going. And we're out of all the shadow of Mercury retrograde. We have Jupiter direct. You're probably getting more stories about what these eclipses meant for you that occurred in July, and it is time to go ahead. So I'm excited about the Venus-Mars conjunction. I'm sure a lot of you are out now having fun and celebrating, and it's a beautiful day. I noticed it felt like a lovely fall day, so it also felt almost Virgo-like to me, because it's been very humid lately. So do something to celebrate and enjoy this. And this following week, we have a lot of opportunities coming up. So make the most of it and get busy, because we are in Virgo season. Thank you very much, and take care.